Hey y'all, welcome to a brand new episode on More Motivations YouTube channel. If you are not already subscribed, join the family. Before you even watch, I need you to subscribe right now. I'm waiting for you to pause. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Go ahead. Go ahead and subscribe. We all waiting on you. So, today's episode is going to be fun. It is graduation season, and I thought it was so appropriate to just bring you guys my FAMU story. My time on the Hill was so precious. And since it's graduation season, there may be some high school seniors right now, high school juniors, and maybe some new freshmen who are ready to come to the Hill that just need some inspiration on why FAMU matters, why HBCUs still matter. And I hope my FAMU story brings light to that. I hope my FAMU story gets you excited for creating your own FAMU story. So let's jump right into today's episode. All right. So my FAMU story started in 2009. I came on the Hill in summer of 2009. I was sheltered, okay, guys? I was scared. I was nervous. I've never been away from home. I came from a church home. I was a PK, and I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So just to give you guys a background about me, my dad was a rattler. My grandmother was a rattler. My auntie was a rattler. My cousins were rattlers. Multiple lines of FAMU history ran through my blood, okay? And it was only right that I joined the Rattler family. Granted, there was a lot of colleges that really wasn't accepting me. I wasn't the geekiest kid on the block. I wasn't getting acceptance letters left and right from colleges. And I wanted a college to give me a shot. So when FAMU gave me a chance, when they believed in me, when they realized that my skills, that my gifts, that, you know, just the light that was inside of me, when they realized that that was worth me getting an education, that meant the world to me. And I'm forever indebted to FAMU for giving me a chance when other schools didn't. So I joined the Rattler family in summer of 2009. I suggest that if you were a new freshman, always go to summer first. It's like test driving a car before you buy it, because the summer, I would say, experience is way different from fall or spring, but that summer experience is literally unlike anything else. It's a little bit more quieter, it's more chill, but you still get to like wean your way into it. You get to fully, I would say, like I said, test drive it before you drive the car. And so I came in summer 2009. I was scared. I was new to all of it. I had my own first apartment, my first roommate. Mind you, I'm an only child. I've never lived with anyone as far as a roommate is concerned. And so it was all new to me. Shout out to Jazz, my first roommate. Now, I will say your roommate will be your best or worst enemy, because roommates can really make or break your first college experience, because that's like the first friend that you make. I would say once you get on the Hill, outside of the people that you may know from back home or people who may have come up with you, that roommate is your first point of entry as far as getting to know people, getting out of your box, learning how to be around new people that you've never been around. That's what roommates bring. So I was blessed enough to have Jazz. She was an amazing roommate, and I would say that that's really going to allow you to have the best experiences, your roommate. So jumping into that, when I came in on the Hill, I was just so shocked to see the diversity, okay? It was so many diverse and different forms of melanin. I've never been around black people from the DMV, from New York, from California, from Pennsylvania, from Virginia, from Texas. It was rattlers from everywhere, okay? And if you ever just felt like, oh, well, you only know black people from where you come from, like I'm from South Florida 954, you know, I only know the black people from South Florida. I didn't know there was different forms of blackness. But when I came to FAMU, I realized the diversity that comes with having this beautiful melanin skin, okay? And I also realized that black people can actually be friendly. Cue the crickets. Yeah, I realized that. So for me, it was just a new experience to like see so many black people be friendly, ready to meet you, ready to engage, ready to turn up with you, ready to like join in with you. And that was a big deal for me. So jumping from summer into fall. Fall is when you get the full college experience. That's when my best friend from back home finally came on the hill, as well as another friend from high school came on the hill, and that was my college crew. Now, tip number 2, along with a roommate, tip number 2, always choose your college crew wisely, okay? I was fortunate enough to have a college crew that was focused, that knew how to turn up, but also knew how to get into those books and realize the bigger picture. So I was just blessed enough to have that in my college crew. Make sure that your college crew is not leading you down the wrong path. Make sure that they have balance, that they know how to have fun, but they also know how to get to what you came to college for, which is to get education. Make sure that your college crew is the best representation on you as a person. Now, for me, I was a follower in college. I'm being honest with you. I was a follower. I kind of just followed with whatever everybody was doing. You wanted to go to this party? Okay, I'm gonna go, even though I got this exam that I need to study for. Oh, you want to go over here? That's cool. Oh, you want to take a shot? All right, I'm gonna take a shot. I was a follower, and that hurt me a lot in college. But I will say that by the end of my college experience, I found my voice. I was able to learn how to say no. I was able to learn how to realize that I'm a leader. Just as much as I was trying to allow other people to lead me, I was a leader myself. So that was a big deal for me to overcome and to develop into a leader, just because of my experiences at FAMU. Now, moving along, the biggest thing you're going to learn in the fall of your first freshman year is Set Friday. I don't know if it's a little bit different now. Like I said, I graduated in 2014, so it may be a little bit different. But Set Friday is like a family reunion. You're talking about vendors, shopping, they selling food out there, the biggest DJs, blasting music. Is right in the middle, the heart of the campus, right by the dorms. It's a perfect space where everybody joins together. You're going to see the fraternities, the sororities strolling. You're going to see the dance troops dancing. You're going to see everybody, strolling to their favorite song. There's different family dances you're gonna learn as a freshman. I'm pretty sure they're doing it, or they have new dances now. There's just so much going on Family Set Friday. Now, me, I was a new freshman. I was very ignorant. I spent a lot of mommy and daddy coins to get some new outfits, and I was just trying to look my best for the Hill and for Family Set Friday. Now, a big thing I would say is when you're new and you're a freshman, there is going to be so many upperclassmen that's going to leech onto you, that's going to try to get in your minds, that's going to try to control your pockets, that's going to try to influence you to party a lot more than you need to be doing. Like, I spent a lot of money on tickets to different parties, on, oh, I need to be here, I need to be there. And it was overwhelming because I was new to that. Like, I didn't know how to say no. I thought that I needed to be everywhere that everybody else was. I thought I was missing out if I wasn't at every party, and that got old real fast. So my tip 3 for all you freshmen, always learn how to have balance when it comes to partying, because there's going to be a lot of upperclassmen who will leech on, who will get in your head, who will try to influence you in the wrong way, who will, try to show you around. but they're going to use that gullible nature that comes with being young and being a college student. They're going to leech on to that. So try to make sure that you have your own identity, your own brain. Don't be controlled by upperclassmen, because that's where I would say that's where the toxic cycle begins as a college student, is leeching on to the wrong upperclassmen, because a lot of them don't have your best interests at heart. Believe me, I learned the hard way. Yeah, the hard way. So, amongst other things, during the fall semester, you're going to see the FAMU elections. You thought you seen school elections. They ain't nothing like a FAMU election when it comes to Miss FAMU, Mr. FAMU, Miss Orange and Green, Mr. Orange and Green, Mr. Freshman, Miss Freshman. It's just, the list goes on and on. There's so many different ranks, and it's a huge popularity contest. I don't believe it's worth spending tons of money. I've seen people win Miss FAMU and Mr. FAMU off a tight budget, but just being creative with how they spread the news and represent themselves. And don't lose yourself in those FAMU elections. I've seen a lot of people get lost in it, and they lost their identity trying to win over a vote from the students. It's not smart. Now, another big part of my FAMU experience was nightlife. Obviously, like I said, I was sheltered. I ain't know nothing. FAMU pretty much popped every cherry because I was new to this experience. So I was just trying to party way too much. So I was in the Moon. I was in Chubby's. I was in the Mint at the time. Oh God, the Edge. The Edge was my first, okay, club. I'm showing my age because the Edge I don't even think still exists. There's a lot of clubs that was back when I started college that don't exist now in Tallahassee, I'm pretty sure. But the point that I'm making is the nightlife was overwhelming. I'm being transparent with you guys. I partied hard. Like, you talking about blackout, drunk, throwing up at the club, being escorted out of the club because I'm drunk, throwing up outside of the car, not knowing how I got home. I was all over the place. I was a hot mess. I was flunking classes freshman year. I was not focused. My head was everywhere. And it really took my faith and the balance of having faith to reel me back in, to realize that all of this is just not worth it. You know, that yes, I'm having loads of fun and I want you guys to have fun, but I didn't have the right type of balance. Like, I was heading nowhere really fast. And I realized that I was creating toxic traits for, you know, past college. And I didn't want that for myself. So I had a big, huge wake-up call, I would say around my junior year, where I realized, like, I'm getting tired of the nightlife. You know, it's cool to party every now and then, but I'm trying to get out of here. I'm not going to ever graduate if I don't stop paying attention to these parties. And so that was hard for me because, like I said, I started out freshman year on that wavelength, and then it kind of escalated from there, I should say. I was all over the place, probably taking in my father's footsteps. Yeah, I'm telling your business, Daddy. You knew you was turning up too when you was on the hill. I love my dad. But yeah, so I was just all over the place, guys. And I needed some balance. I needed structure. And my faith grounded me. I had the best church at FAMU in Tallahassee. That's another tip. If you're somebody who has faith, make sure you find a good church home away from home. That's what helped me. Like, I would not be where I am today without my FAMU Tallahassee church away from home. FWPC, Family Worship and Praise Center. That was my church. I know they're still around, so tell them I sent you, because Family Worship and Praise Center is probably one of the best churches to go to when you're away from home and you need that spiritual balance. I needed it. Like, it was a reminder that, look, I have a call in my life. I have an anointing. I can't be around here losing my identities in these parties, getting crazy drunk, Like, I was all over the place. And anybody who's turned up with me, you know I was all over the place. You know, because you probably gave me a shot. Cue the crickets. Yeah, so it was a mess, guys. But my faith in God grounded me. It brought me, reeled me back in. My mother calling me, asking me, did I go to church? Praying for me. Her prayers worked because I survived. I survived, okay? And I would say that, you know, amongst all of that nightlife and partying, I really had to just focus on what mattered. And what mattered was my education. Now, moving on to J School. I am a proud J School alum. Proud J School alum. There's so many different schools at FAMU that are nationally popular and known and acclaimed, starting from SBI, which is the business school, from pharmacy, which is a huge school, nursing school, the agricultural school. There's just so many different schools at FAMU that are nationally known, okay? And amongst those is J School. J School, J School, J School. I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for J School. Now, when I came on the Hill, I didn't know what to major in. It didn't click for me at first. I knew I was a public speaker. I knew I liked to talk, you know, so I figured, okay, broadcast journalism, since it involves TV and public speaking, I feel like I can fit in. And it wasn't like that at first. I would say for freshman, sophomore, and most of junior year, I did not fit in. You're talking about most of my college experience, I was lazy. I wasn't joining all the internships like I should have been. I was very intimidated by the upperclassmen ahead of me. I was seeing them have the auditions to be an anchor, because we actually had our own news show. We actually had our own channel in Tallahassee, which was FAMU TV 20. So just like your regular Channel 10, Channel 6, your favorite news station, just like that, Tallahassee had it, but it was through FAMU, and the students were the news anchors and the reporters. So I was looking at those news anchors, you know, that were students, and I was just like, I could never do that. I can never see myself doing that. That's just not what I could see myself doing. And I was very hard on myself, very insecure in J School. And all it took was for one man, he is the godfather of J School, and that is Kenneth Jones. Daddy Jones, Papa Jones, whatever you call him. He was the godfather of journalism. And he believed in me. He looked at me. He challenged me. He said, you're going to be somebody. And if it wasn't for him challenging me, if it wasn't for him saying, no, I see something special in you, I would have never auditioned. I would have never had, you know, the resume that I did. I would have never been able to develop as a journalist, you know, as I did in J School. Like, he believed in me, and if it wasn't for him believing in me, I would not be where I am today. I am very much indebted to Kenneth Jones, Professor Jones. I love him so much. I hope you can watch this because I love you. Yes, so he believed in me. He trusted me to deliver the news to 80,000 households. And when I auditioned to be an anchor, it was like a full circle moment. Because when I tell you guys, freshman, sophomore year, I was looking at all those upperclassmen, their faces on the walls, you know, I was seeing them get the big jobs, and I was like, oh no, I couldn't do that. No, ma'am. And when I finally auditioned and I was among the elite, I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm on TV. I'm in someone's household delivering the news as a FAMU student. FAMU prepares you for the real world. So that was such an exciting moment. It was a full circle moment, just to know that God never fails you. And also that HBCU professors, they literally take you in like family, because the classrooms at HBCUs are very tight-knit. They're smaller. They're not like your huge universities where you probably are never going to meet your professor. The professors at FAMU, you're going to know them very well by the end of that semester, because they just know how to get close to you. Granted, I didn't have all the best experience with FAMU professors, but when it comes to Kenneth Jones, oh baby, like that was my father away from home. He looked out. If you ever survived TV news in J school, you'll know what I'm talking about. I survived with an A from TV news. And as a school journalist, as a student journalist, I was in the hoods of Tallahassee with a heavy tripod, with a heavy expensive camera that FAMU rented to you to do my stories, to do packages, and I was a reporter. And then I would have to get these stories, get these interviews, come back to campus, edit it on Final Cut Pro, and then be ready for a live show at 5 o'clock. This is all starting from 8 a.m. all the way up until 5 o'clock. So it was literally, you were doing the job of what a real news reporter and a news anchor does, and you were experiencing what that's like. And so just to have that experience was life-changing for me, because you cannot be weak in journalism. It is not for the weak. I even did my first documentary, 15-minute documentary with my partner, Cattell, I believe that's her name. And it was an amazing experience to use my creativity and to see it on screen. Was huge for me. And it's just so many gems that I learned from J School. To survive J School, you can survive anything, because it trains you to be the best you can be. Even if you don't take up a career in journalism, if you survive J School, you're going to be in the best position in life, period. Period, Pooh. Period. All right, so the last and final point, why HBCUs matter. When it comes to being at HBCUs, it's more than just the party and the fraternities, it's the sororities, just the melanin everywhere. It's an experience. I can't explain it much better than that. Like, I went to so many workshops at FAMU. I was exposed to different activists and celebrities and just so many different people who prepared me for the real world. Because at FAMU, there's always something going on an educational basis. Not everything is about fun. They know how to have that balance to prepare you and expose you, to train you how to handle an interview, to train you how to step into the career that you're studying for. Another big thing about the HBCU experience is the football games, the band. You know, you think you're going to a game because you know your school is known for their football. FAMU was known for our band. We were ready for halftime every time. The homecoming. When I tell you, ain't no homecoming like a FAMU homecoming, and you can debate me in the comments, that is okay. But I'm letting you know right now, ain't no homecoming like a FAMU homecoming. It is the best family reunion you've ever experienced, and it's even better when you're alumni, because it's like, wow, I can really come back and just remind myself of why I made the best decision ever. And as an undergrad, it's the best experience too, because you got the comedy shows, you got the fashion show, you got the dorm step show. There's always something going on at homecoming, and I feel like I had the best homecoming experiences. Even when my family visited me when I was in college during homecoming, that was also monumental. Just to see them, see me as a Rattler on the hill, that was huge for me, just to be able to experience that. But homecoming is just like none other. I don't know how to describe it. The parties, the day parties, the night parties, there's always something going on. The tailgate, Alpha Tailgate, has the best tailgate during FAMU. Tell them I sent you. And there's always something going on. The food during homecoming, you're gonna have the best, I would say, conch pineapple salad, you know, fried fish, fried chicken wings. You're gonna have the best food at a FAMU homecoming. It's the best experience. And my dream is that when I really make it in life, I want to be able to come back, visit my HBCU as a keynote speaker at a graduation, or as a keynote speaker during homecoming, because there's so many different workshops and panelists and so many different things that you're going to be exposed to during homecoming. And even if you don't go to FAMU, I suggest you experience a FAMU homecoming. I mean, I'm just saying, if you're still trying to make a decision if you should go to HBCU, to be honest, I know there's Howard and Bethune. My mom is from Bethune. But the only choice, in my opinion, the best choice, is Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, October 3rd, 1887. What? It's the best. And you're going to learn how to introduce yourself. That's one of the best things you're going to learn at FAMU. You're going to be like, I am Kendra Moore, 4th year broadcast journalism student hailing from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, repping the 954. And I represent Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, October 3rd, 1887. What? Like, FAMU has the best introductions. Like, people really practice their introductions. You're going to learn how to stroll. You're going to learn how to have fashion sense. Like, I didn't even know how to dress or have a dress code until I stepped on the hill. People thought I was in a modeling troupe. But no, sis, I just learned how to create my own style. I was a student on a budget, fashion on a budget, okay? I was in the thrift stores. I was, all over the place. Another thing is dating on the hill. Dating on the hill is a little bit weird because you're gonna actually finally learn, if you haven't already in high school, what Netflix and chill means. You gonna finally learn what that means on the hill, okay? Because I was gullible, sis. I'm gonna be transparent and honest with you. I was gullible. I was like, oh, he want to chill? Okay. And then I realized it was something else. And a lot of guys that are in college aren't really trying to wife you. Not saying there's a lot of people who find their husband and wives in college, on the hill. There's a lot of rattler love stories. But I would say initially don't expect to find, a long-term relationship in college. It's just a lot of men, especially if you're a woman watching this, a lot of men, they're still growing up. They're still trying to figure it out. They don't really know a whole lot. Just don't expect a whole lot from men in college because they're trying to party. They're trying to, develop their game. They're trying to make sure that they got options for different times of the week. That's definitely what you're going to experience. And make sure you're not developing the wrong type of reputation when it comes to dating. You don't want to feel like a lot of guys have experienced you. I'm going to just say it. No shade, no tea, but I'm just saying you don't want to be passed around in college. And it ain't a good look, sis. Especially at a HBCU. It's not a good look. So just tread lightly when it comes to dating in college. It can be really messy. Just warning you, very messy. It can be very messy. And this is the end of my FAMU story. I am so grateful, so indebted to the Hill for teaching me and molding me into the woman that I am today. I am not completely in the broadcast journalism field, but my media training, my creativity, everything that I aspire to be is because of what I learned in J school. So I will never be the same. Never, ever, ever be the same because of my FAMU experience. And I just challenge you guys to make sure that you research the right HBCU. Make sure it works for what you're trying to look to do. And realize that HBCUs still matter. Happy graduation season to all of the 2020 graduates. And if you're a freshman, but I'm your sister, I'm your FAMU big sis. So make sure that if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. Follow me on Instagram at More Motivation. Follow my podcast at Fill the Cup Podcast on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And we're just going to sign out like this.